All right, folks, I'd like to call to order our Ventura Local Agency Formation Commission meeting for Wednesday, February 19th, 2020, first of the year. And if we would start with Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Zaragoza, would you like to get started?
Yes, please follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mrs. Beltran, can we get the roll call, please?
It would be Commissioner Freeman? Here. Commissioner Parvin?
Here.
Commissioner Bill de la Pena?
Here.
Commissioner Zaragoza?
Here.
Chair Ross?
Present.
Alternate Commissioner Richards?
Here.
Okay, thank you for that. And on item 4, election of officers for 2020, 4A, we have election of chair for the year. And we have a few missing today, so this might be interesting logistically. Commissioner,
I think we can technically and legally appoint Carmen Ramirez, who's vice chair in absentia.
Is that a motion? If it is, I'll second that motion.
okay, great. I have a first and a second for Commissioner Ramirez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And item 4B, election of vice chair for 2020.
That's a special district representative. I'll nominate Mary Ann Rooney.
Okay. We have a first and a second for Commissioner Rooney, who's not present at the moment. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Congratulations to them. So I guess that means then that we're passing the baton.
I think we should. I think you just stay there.
Stay where you are. Don't move.
Okay.
You're it.
Well, I will say, since this is my last day as chair, 2019 was a fantastic year, and I thank you all for your grace and patience as I took the gavel, and I think we were quite productive and had a very respectful and intentional 2019, and I'd expect the same for 2020, so thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
And thank you for the good work, too. And you tried over at LAFCo to get appointed to different committees and
Someday. All right, let's move on to item 5, agenda review. Consider and approve by majority vote minor revisions to commission items, attachments, and any items added to. Any changes of order to our agenda today that anyone would like to mention? Okay. And we'll keep moving to item 6, commission presentations and announcements. Item 6A, recognition of the reappointment of Linda Parks as county member for a new 4-year term ending January 1st, 2024. Recognition of the reappointment of Steve Bennett as the alternate county member for a new 4-year term ending January 1st, 2024. And recognition of the reappointment of Janice Parvin as city member for a new 4-year term ending January 1st, 2024. Congratulations. And recognition of the reappointment of Claudia Bill de la Pena as the alternate city member for a new 4-year term ending January 1st, 2024. Congratulations.
we don't need a motion for that. We just,
I don't think so, no.
okay, because it, okay, thank you.
But thank you for checking.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you for checking. All right, item 7, public comment. This is the opportunity for members of the public to address the commission on any subject matter within the commission's jurisdiction. Rochelle, do we have any public comment cards? Okay, full house today. We will
Except for Tracy. Tracy, she's very.
Yes, can always count on her. All right, and we have the consent items. Would anyone like to pull any items on the consent calendar?
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any further comments? Hearing none, we shall go for a vote. All in favor of approving the consent items, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And moving on to our action items. Item 10, Memorandum of Understanding with LAFCo of Los Angeles County for the exchange of principal county status for determining sphere of influence. Kai.
Thank you, Chair Ross. Give me just a moment. Okay, so this is regarding a memorandum of
Is your
understanding.
microphone on?
Sorry?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Better? Okay. So item 10 is in regards to a memorandum of understanding with the LAFCo of Los Angeles County for the exchange of principal county status for determining spheres of influence. I'll refer to it as an MOU. So LAFCO law defines the principal county as the county having the greater portion of the entire assessed value, as shown on the latest equalized assessment roll of the county or counties of all taxable property within a district or districts for which a change of organization or reorganization is proposed. So essentially, the principal county is the county in which the majority of the district's property value is located. So for cross-county districts, either districts that already cross county boundaries or will cross county boundaries as the result of a change of organization, LAFCO law provides that for these changes of organization or reorganizations, the LAFCO of the principal county shall have exclusive jurisdiction over matters authorized and required by LAFCO law. So the LAFCO at the principal county has the authority in an adjacent county over the boundaries of those cross-county line districts. And for determinations of spheres of influence, LAFCO at the principal county also retains exclusive jurisdiction. Now, this isn't laid out specifically in LAFCO law, but it was a decision by one of California's appellate courts referred to as the Truckee decision. So the LAFCO at the principal county has exclusive jurisdiction over the boundaries and spheres of influence of cross-county districts. So there are 5 cross-county districts between Ventura County and Los Angeles County. For each of these 5 districts, they are the Antelope Valley Resource Conservation District, the Antelope Valley East Kern Water Agency, the Santa Clarita Water Agency, the Metropolitan Water District, and down there at the bottom, the Santa Monica Mountains Resource Conservation District. Now, because the majority of the assessed value of each of these districts is located in Los Angeles County, that means that LAFCo returns exclusive jurisdiction over the boundaries and spheres of influence of these districts, even in Ventura County. Ventura LAFCO does not have jurisdiction. So LAFCO believes that the LAFCO of the affected county, where any proposed change to a sphere or boundaries is located, should determine the sphere of influence. So LAFCO proposes an MOU with Ventura LAFCO to transfer the principal county status to Ventura LAFCO to determine the spheres of influence. So if the commission approves this memorandum of understanding, and it's also approved by LAFCO, which they plan to do next month, jurisdiction over the spheres of influence for these districts will be given to Ventura LAFCO. So that essentially means that Ventura LAFCO will be given veto authority or approval of any future changes of organization for these districts that occurs in Ventura County. And because changes of organization, annexations and such have to be consistent with the sphere of influence, it basically gives control over the boundaries of these districts to Ventura LAFCO as well. So the LAFCO authority to execute the memorandum of understanding, it is in LAFCO law. It's listed among the powers in 56375. And exclusive jurisdiction may be vested in the commission of the affected county if certain criteria are met. Those are the 3 criteria on the bottom, and they would be met with the execution of this memorandum of understanding. Now, a draft of the MOU is attached to your staff report. If the commission directs the chair to approve that, the process will be that we will print up 4 original copies for the chair's signature. We will send those copies down to LAFCO. Assuming it's approved next month, their chair will sign all 4, and send 2 of those back to us for our records. So we will have 2 original copies of the MOU, and then it will become effective at that time. So with that, we do recommend that the commission authorize the chair to execute the MOU for exchange of the principal county status for determining spheres of influence. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Kai. I'm curious how, if other LAFCos across the state are adopting similar MOUs. As a result, I saw that there was some case that brought this out between 2 particular LAFCos up north. Are we seeing this elsewhere in the state?
We're seeing LAFCo has entered into MOUs with San Bernardino County LAFCO
Right.
and Orange County LAFCO, doing just this, transferring principal county status for spheres of influence. I'm not aware of any other LAFCOs that are doing this. The Truckee decision, that was contentious. That wasn't an MOU by any means.
Right.
But it did lead the court to determine that spheres of influence, a change of principal county for spheres of influence is allowed for under LAFCO law.
And Commissioner Zaragoza?
I just want to ask, are we doing this for efficiency or because they're in Ventura County or?
We're basically doing it because it's in Ventura County. LAFCO, they basically say, look, Ventura LAFCO knows the districts, they know the general plan policies. They are better equipped to make reasonable decisions on
Than
spheres
LA,
of influence, than LA County is. So with that understanding.
Which kind of makes sense, Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
you know, that it's in our county and we should have, the ability to work with it, with those areas.
We've got a lay of the land.
Yes.
More context. And I didn't see that Ventura County doesn't have any jurisdiction issues in Los Angeles County. There's no overlap going into Los Angeles County
That's correct.
with our special districts, right? Okay. And then I did like in the draft talking about there being a 60-day notice if for some reason future LAFCOs decide or future commissions decide that for some reason this isn't a good idea, but that gives us an out if something comes up. I like that. So we're not locking ourselves in long term.
That's correct.
Okay, any further discussion? Commissioner Richards.
It's 60 days.
The MOU is fine legally speaking. The exposure to legal liability would be the same that our LAFCO would have on any sphere of influence review. So this would allow for some additional potential proposals to change the sphere, and/or change boundaries to come to LAFCO. And the exposure would be the same as on any other proposal that comes to your commission involving the cities or the districts within the county.
And the 60-day would be if somebody has a concern over that they have an ability to share their concerns.
Yeah, there are no strings attached to the 60-day termination notice, so it can be for any reason at all.
For any reason, right?
That either LA LAFCO or your commission could terminate the MOU.
Okay.
I'm always curious too, just logistically between the 2 LAFCOs, the kind of collective consciousness of the commission, how, if the executive officer is to change in LA County, for example, how is the new executive officer going to know that we have this agreement? I mean, in the stacks of paperwork and the commissioner's handbook, I would just be, I guess I'm looking forward, wondering if there was some changes, how would we communicate that so that in the future we don't have a situation where LA County just moves forward with something without giving us notice or any kind of opportunity to weigh in on a reorganization of the districts?
Yeah, and I can't speak to their, how they operate. I do know the executive officer very well as the deputy executive officer and many of their staff members, as well as some of their commissioners. If there is a change in the executive officer, I will certainly make them aware of this agreement. Absolutely. And there are, noticing requirements that would go back and forth. So if there is a proposed sphere of influence change, we would be notifying them as well. So.
Right. Okay.
And I'm sure that in their protocol, they have to follow a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 procedure for any annexation and see who's responsible and actually what protocol to follow. I'm assuming that, Mr. Attorney, right? Is that?
Yes, I mean, they would have to comply with the MOU, whether they remember it or forget about it. But as Mr. Loma points out, there are under CKH notice requirements in any event. So even if we didn't have this MOU and one of these districts was seeking to change its sphere or boundaries through LAFCo would have to give us notice, just so your commission could weigh in, even though you weren't the decision makers on it. So that would still have to happen. So if somehow LAFCo forgot about it, as long as we remember it, we'll be able to straighten that out.
Good point.
Very good. Okay, any further discussion on this item?
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Commissioner Zaragoza. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Freeman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, item 11, amendment to Ventura LAFCo Commissioner's Handbook related to Commissioner's terms of office.
Our recommendation is that this item be continued to the next meeting. It does require 6 commissioners to approve a change to the bylaws, and because there's only 5, we suggest that you continue it to the next meeting.
Okay. Do we need to take a vote on that, or? Yes, we should. Okay.
Have a motion on that.
Motion on that. All right, a motion from Commissioner Ziergert and a second from Commissioner Parvin. Thank you. Short of words. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And a second. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, item 12, transfer funds from contingencies expense account to various salaries and employee benefits expense accounts. Had some unexpecteds last year.
Right. Well, the 5% salary increase in the transfer of those funds was not unexpected. That was the direction of the commission back in October when it granted me a 5% salary increase based on merit. So the commission's direction was to grant the salary increase and then return to transfer the funds out of contingencies. Since that time in December, there was a general salary increase for all county employees approved by the Board of Supervisors. And as county employees, that was also given to LAFCo staff. That was unanticipated when the commission was considering the budget. So because we're already recommending transfer of funds, we figured we might as well throw that in there from the contingencies. So the recommendation is to transfer $25,000 from contingencies to those various salary account codes. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any discussion, commissioners?
Move approval.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, and we have some correspondence to file. Anything noteworthy, worth discussion? Executive officers report, anticipated future agenda items, receive and file. Pretty straightforward to me. Do we have any comments, commissioners?
I have a question.
Okay, Commissioner Freeman?
I was wondering what the status was, or you can give us an update on the mussel farm?
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned in not this most recent update memo, the previous memo, the Port District, I think, did finally realize that they needed special legislation to allow for the operation of their mussel farm. They did approach Assembly Member Lemon, I believe, yeah, with some draft language. They did run the draft language past both Mr. Walker and myself to make sure that it addressed the LAFCo needs, which it does, and we indicated that to them. So as far as I know, they are still pursuing that special legislation. I don't think anything's been filed formally yet, but that obviously is the intent. So,
Great.
If you hear a number, I mean a legislative number, AB or SB, whatever it is, can you provide that?
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Okay. All right, hearing no further comments from commissioners, we would move to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
First and a second from Commissioner Freeman. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Very good.
Hope you feel better.
You made it, Claudia. I made it.
Yes.
You're a trooper.
Thank you for showing up. Lots of water.